Climate change and demography have a very strong relationship because each of them is influencing the other in the sense of increasing the need of the population, the rural exode, and also the need of opportunity, especially for young people, and also the demography increases the pressure on the natural resources and is worsening the impact of climate change on lives.
That the health text is hitting the agenda beyond just a small pockets of meetings, but I am so happy that there are some progresses. As we talk right now, there are few countries that have not endorsed the declaration, but especially from West Africa, and that's why we want the West African team to be part of the board. But for me, I want us to continue with this kind of momentum. We want to come together. We know the issues, the health impacts of climate, the girls that have been spoken about by Sunny, and most of you come from these communities. The way communities live, we are not siloed. It is us who are taking local people who keep departmentalizing issues, but we want health, sexual reproductive health, and climate to move in jointly, both in practice. Dr. Lee has told you about some, they are called SBI, that those are subsidiary bodies of implementation which are going to take a place in Bonn next year to inform the conversation of the health and the climate agenda for the COP29. So I have been privileged to be there with Sunny in the most, I think, the past 10 years, but also with Dr. Zulu and the others and the Senate. So we want to build this momentum, but we again want your support. We want support from West Africa. We want this collective voice and the collective action to bring health into the climate agenda. Thank you so much. I am Charles Kausa from Region.
That our organization and his organization, PACJA, and others, we are working together called BUILD. But I just want to say this thing about health and climate, the agenda that we've all been promoting here. How do we make sure that health is central in climate change discourses? So we all celebrated that this year, for the first time, there was the Health Day. But I think you talk to the people who call the shots at the COP are the environment people, right? People, ministers of environment and climate change. So the ministers of health are coming here as visitors to the agenda. And although we celebrated, I've been working with WHO, Bernard here, we've been sitting in a lot of meetings. The important thing to note is that this placing of health as a key issue in climate is still far from being adopted as an agenda item. What happened this year, we all participated in side events and so on. As far as climate change, people are saying those events don't matter in terms of making health central in climate change. So as we go back to our countries, we need to do serious advocacy, not just among people who work in health, but we need to mobilize ministers of environment to support this agenda because they are the ones who are going to make sure that health becomes central in climate change discourses. And when you look at now the program, the way this process works, there's going to be meetings in June to prepare for COP29. And even for that to be an agenda item, we need to know that there's about 2 months. You need to propose agendas 2 months before June, which means you are looking at May, April. Basically, we need to, when we go back, we need to really become more serious, engage these processes so that by end of February, we get our environment ministries and those who are in charge of the COP processes to start fighting for this to be an agenda item. Otherwise, we'll keep coming to COP as visitors. We'll have our side meetings, but we may not achieve much in terms of what we want. So I just want to say that, and I'll invite Dr. Durand here to say something about this joint program that is trying to integrate population, reproductive health, environment, biodiversity, women's empowerment and so on. Thank you very much.
In Niger, each woman is supposed to have at least 8 children. This is a very high number. And finally, the increase of the weather, the increase of the temperature is degrading soils, but also the production, the crops, of the production of the crop is diminishing. So to some extent, men are leaving the women with a lot of children to go to the town or elsewhere to find the food for this very high population. This is kind of injustice because finally women are left and are supposed to feed a very high number of kids who they cannot really always provide food for. So we are all in sub-Saharan Africa, where we are facing the similar challenge. So building this kind of alliance in the region can be very beneficial for the whole region. When we talk about environment, it's a very broad area, and there is a link between environment and different topics. And when we talk about environment, we talk about health. So there is a direct connection between both.